Okay, here's a video on dividing of polynomials. And again, it's just like long division that you learned when you were in elementary school. So the first thing is we're going to draw our little house thing here. And everything has a place value. So like 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. And the same thing in algebra. So x cubed. And then I have my squared place value. Now notice I'm missing kind of like the tens or the x position. So I'm going to put 0x plus 5. All right, so there's all those are in one place value. All of those are in a place value. All of these are in a place value, and so forth. And so then over here, I have x plus 3. All right, and so then the first thing is you have to remember the steps. You want to match. You want to multiply, which again, we use a distributive property for that. And then the last thing you want to do is subtract. Okay, so match, multiply, subtract. So first thing I want to do is get these guys to match, which it takes x squared to have that happen. But again, you want to put that in that place value. So you get x squared. And then you multiply, which to multiply, that's the distributive property. So that's what? X cubed plus 3x squared. Right, and the last step is to subtract. And when we subtract, we want to use the opposite or subtract all of it. So this ends up being negative and that ends up being negative. All right, so then these cancel because they're opposites, which we force to happen. And debt makes more debt. Now again, when you add, your powers don't change. When you multiply, they change because you're doing area and volume. When you add, that's not the case. All right, so then the next thing comes down. All right, so now we go back to match. We want to match. I have an x there, and I need a negative 7x squared. So I need a negative 7. And then I need a x so that when I multiply, I get x squared. All right, next I do multiply, which again, I'm just going to distribute that. So that's a negative 7x squared and what? Negative 21x. All right, then I go to the subtraction stage of life, which again is I have to subtract all of it. So that's a distributive property. This guy is going to become positive, and when I subtract this, this guy is going to become positive. All right, so this term becomes positive, so does this term. Again, these are opposites, which again, I force that to happen. Money, nothing here, neutral, but then we have that. Okay, then the next step is we bring down 8 plus 5. Right, so now again, I want to match, so I go back to my match step. I have the x, which is awesome. I just need the 21. Right, then I distribute, so I'm going to take this times both, and that's what? 21x plus 63. All right, then I come to the subtraction step, so I'm going to do the opposite. So subtract all of it, so that means that one becomes negative, and so does that. Again, I designed these to cancel, so that's good. Debt and money, what is that? A negative 50, what is that? 58. Okay, so if I have 5 positive and negative 63, that's a negative 58. Now, that's my remainder, right? Now, in algebra, we don't do a remainder, but we would do minus 58 all over our divisor of x plus 3. All right, so my final answer is x squared minus 7x plus 21 minus 58 over x plus 3.